Yeah, so that's 9. But I'm sure I'm the oldest
No, you're not. I'm the oldest.
out of
I'm older
us.
than you. I'm seven. I was born in '76, Tom.
Man, y'all a
Ah,
cult. Y'all a cult, man.
okay.
I'm about to get off of here.
Okay. You got me by a calendar year. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I got you by now. What you knowing?
Yeah, all
Well,
right, yeah,
you.
y'all motherfuckers older than me.
You at 43, 42?
Yeah, 42. I was born in 81.
God
Ah,
damn,
80, baby. All right.
fucking baby, man. So you probably know my brother then, no? What middle school you went to?
Who? Boat?
You okay? You went to Foch. Okay, but you went to Finney though, right?
Yeah, I went to
Wait,
Finney 10 through 12.
10 through 12.
Folks,
Okay, my
folks is
brother,
next to Southeast.
Yeah,
huh?
Folks is next to
Yeah,
Southeastern.
yeah. Foch next to
yeah.
Southeastern. Yeah. No, my brother name was Larry Parker. He went to Finney too. He went to Finney
What year
play.
Larry come out? What year he come out?
No, my brother came out and he was supposed to graduated in the same year Norm graduated. What was that?
Okay, 81. Okay.
98, 99?
Did he
99.
did he wear glasses?
No, he didn't wear glasses. He didn't wear glasses. He was he played football. He played football at Finney for a couple years. Then I think by the
Larry
11th
Park.
grade he dropped out.
Man, I ain't even know we had a football team till 3 years ago.
Yeah, Philly.
Yeah.
How the fuck you ain't no
I
Finney
think
had
young,
a football
I
team?
think young Stallworth was the quarterback.
Who?
Yeah,
Stallworth was his last name. My boy Rashard's little brother. I think he was the quarterback at Finney. 98,
I
90.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Like,
I got kicked out of Finney. I went. I can't see. That's the thing. I got kicked out of Finney. I came out of Cody in '95.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
that's a long way from
Yeah,
Finney to Cody.
yeah. How the fuck you wind up from Finney to
Not,
Cody?
this is, believe it or not. I mean, only a few people would know. But coming up at the times, like, I was in foster home when I came up, and so I
Okay,
was getting kicked out of one foster home on the far east side as I was getting kicked out of Finney, and got moved to a foster home on the furthest west side by Hubble when I started going to Cody. So
okay.
I was because most people, if you're an east sider, you're an east sider. If you're a west sider, you're a west sider. But I'm really I'm a Highland Parker, so I'm from Highland Park. But
Oh, okay.
the homes took me around, so I've been around. I've been all through that up and down that joint. So, but yeah, I consider myself a Highland Parker, but East Side. I think that the realest niggas on the East Side. Just the real talk.
Yeah, that's real.
They everywhere.
You still be
Ain't
rapping?
gonna get no disagreement from me.
Oh man, the words stay with me.
Gotcha.
The words stay with me. I got stuff online and stuff, but yeah, I'm still rhyming.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
Jay at?
That's what, huh? What
Yeah,
you say,
where's
Tom?
Jay?
No,
So where Jay?
T, what Jay say, man? T over there feeding his old ass face. Well,
You know what, bro? He right. He had to take Jasira somewhere.
He might jump on though, right?
yeah, no,
No,
he
he said
coming
he gonna
on.
be on.
But there you go. He right there now. He right here now.
Hey,
What's happening?
What up,
I
my
guess
brother?
I guess
He
he's
had
too
to
playing
make
with
it.
them
He
little
had to
boys.
make an entrance.
This the
Jay, you
brother
better
that
turn that camera on. Let me see your face.
No, I ain't doing that for none of y'all niggas. What's happening?
Let me see your face, Doc. You can turn it off.
Y'all know I ain't doing it, man.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Come on,
you in
show
the
Hey,
me.
closet.
man, we not.
That nigga look like the Black Pink Panther. That's why I want to show his face.
That's
That's
cool. I think I've been
yeah.
shit. I've been called
Hey, old
worse.
girl last week said you was the best looking one.
Yeah, I
Wait, man,
know,
I
cause
feel your essence, brother. I feel your essence, Jay. I ain't seen your face in a minute, but I feel your essence.
I seen
Yeah, old girl that was at the top last week said you was the best looking one. Jay.
yeah, cause she like to read books.
Oh God! Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, man. But nah, Jay, we was telling T, man, that all these brothers on here, man, we, November 9th dudes, man. And you was August 9th so that was just odd that everybody's birthday was on the 9th when you got married. And we was 3 November 9th dudes who all met each other through you.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we was talking about that earlier. He was like, he wish he could get some type of mathematician to figure out
Yeah,
what the odds would be of that.
yeah, that was
It's
pretty
so
odd.
funny that three stand-up guys standing up in the wedding of a stand-up guy.
Right.
Hey man,
That only a poet would say some shit like that.
Yeah, it was a blessing. It was a blessing.
Only a poet.
I'm starting to believe what Isha was saying. This nigga running the car,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here
This
we
nigga
go.
running the car.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, man. No, so look, the reason, I mean, I ain't gonna say the reason, but one of the reasons I wanted to do this, this topic, black manhood and and the need for black femininity, was one of the things is that we got chided. I got chided a lot, like from the discussions of last week. It was like we people felt like we were beating up on the sisters, and we don't beat up on sisters. We just need sisters to come be honest. I mean,
You
and
do
tell us.
beat up on the sisters,
Speak
man.
for
Huh?
yourself. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I
Shit,
mean,
we
well,
beat up.
to you, all right, no, but
I'm mad as hell, so I'm beating them verbally.
Well, they say it's a time for all things. It's it's a time to love. It's a time to be compassionate. It's a time to rebuke. It's a time to heal.
yeah, absolutely.
It's time to teach. Yeah.
But I do think that we are, I think most of us here, are in dedicated, committed relationships, if not all of us. And I don't think any of us are oppressive or repressive to our women in any way. I think, them being with us, they will find great benefit of being with brothers like us, brothers that think like us. In fact, we do make it hard for them to even look outside of us or past us for any other type of brother because of our dedication, because of our growth and our way of being as men. Um, so I think like I do want to start off with a question to the brothers. As a matter of fact, no, let me. I'm sorry, I'm moving ahead. We got to talking, but we do want to introduce um ourselves, and we got two really new open panelists here. With Anthony, to us we call him Tone, and my man Norm. Anthony, if you want to give the people a little introduction about yourself, man, let the people know who you are a little bit.
Peace, everybody. A lot of different names. They're gonna call me same person. I've been around from Detroit. I'm out here in Ypsilanti now. Again, my goal is to get on here to express a little bit. Not here to do too much arguing, but I'm always here to hear and to seek understanding. And I got two daughters. They'll be 18 and 21. I'm a coach, an educator. I've done some things around, but anyway, I'm grateful to be here, Lamar. Thank you for having me on, and I hope to add something to the discussion.
Oh, yes, sir. Norm, you want to because you've been guest spotting with us, man, and you've become pretty popular uh, to people. Can you let people know a little bit about yourself, brother Norm? Can you hear me, Norm?
You were saying me? Hold on.
Yes,
I
sir.
just put my AirPods in. Hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead. Take your time, brother.
Okay. What'd you say? I
No, we
caught
were
the
just
last.
saying, if you could give the people just a little introduction to yourself and a little bit about yourself, brother.
Oh yeah. I'm Norm, just on here to have a good conversation with my brothers. Off the east side of Detroit, November 9th, baby. Finney High School, class of '99. Former rapper, current fan. Um, I'm on here to stir the pot up a little bit. Tone said he on here to listen. I'm on here. I ain't trying to agree with y'all, man. I'm the devil's advocate. So not messing with you. Just look forward to some good dialogue with
Good
the
dialogue,
fellas,
yes,
man.
sir.
I'm here to have fun and talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. So everybody know me. Lamar, brother Diesel, however you choose to call me. Like Tone said, same person. We got, our brother and President still angry black man, Mr. T,
I pity the fool.
and our brother Doc Tari, Juan Lima. I said it right this time. And we here to talk about the balance that our sisters bring us, and the question, one of the questions I want to ask brothers is, with with the way that society is today, can we say that, will we find a way, or do we believe that the relationship between the black man and the woman as we know it, um, can it be repaired, or is it irreparable? Tone, you okay? Can you take that?
I take it. I take it, bro. We're gonna kick it off right.
Well, go ahead, brother.
Listen, man. Our woman, formerly known as black woman, it's not for us no more. It's a wrap, bro. It's over. It's over. She is now our oppressor's woman. She's adopted all of the ideas. She's adopted their position toward us. So it's over with. Cut and dry. Up and down. The short answer. It's over with.
It's over with. So you don't think that at any rate, when that this thing is it can be fixed between us?
No, it's not. It's not reconcilable, bro. It's not.
Why not?
She doesn't believe in us. She doesn't believe in doing the work to edify her, to help our families. She doesn't believe in building our families. She doesn't respect us.
Okay.
These are things
my
that
phone
men need.
I'm sorry, Tom.
These are.
My phone was I was put it on do not disturb, and I didn't even hear the question. You started the question. I hear T responding, and I'm listening, but I didn't hear the full question.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hold your thought, T. The question is the relationship between the black man and the woman, can it be fixed, or is it irreparable?
Thank you.
Okay. So T, go ahead, finish your thought, dear brother.
I'm done with it, bro. I said what I had to say. They don't give a shit about us.
Can it be fixed?
Okay, Tone.
Is it irreparable? Well, there are some very unnatural things that exist between us as within this construct. So when you think about if you think about this construct where just hypothetically white was at the very top and black was at the very bottom, beyond the Lithuanian through every other culture, I don't think that there's a male female counterpart in which the female out earns, out degrees, out owns like certain things due to certain accesses historically. So it's a unnatural gap that's created. Now, whether that lends itself to how much that, like you say, in this construct, whether that leads to respect or admiration or trust and all that other shit beyond the roles, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if it's irreparable, but that's a very, very unnatural wedge that doesn't exist in anywhere else.
Okay. Norm, what you say, dear brother?
Yeah, I think it's reparable. I guess we gotta first define or like talk about how it's broken, though. Like when you say it's broken and we say they don't care about us, they don't respect us. I think like that's the conversation. Like, why are we there? Where we at? All that.
Yes.
But from my understanding, the wedge between men and women, I think both sides play a part. You know what I'm saying? I think like I think men like I was talking to Jay about the Archie Bunker song back, back when men were men,
Right.
like I think we lost our way a little bit, and it kind of like muddied the waters. But I do see it. I honestly see some progress, even with something as shallow as like these. Like Fresh and Fit and Kevin Samuels and stuff. I see more men speaking up and like embracing more of the traditional male role that we've known throughout society, like the protector, the provider. I've been seeing that more and more embraced, and the opposition kind of frowned upon. So that's why I think like it's reparable. It just depends on which way we take it. And I think like when I was talking to Jay about this podcast y'all doing, that was my response to him. Like I think like things like this is needed. Like male voices are needed to be heard to kind of like stir it. I think that's why it's repairable. Because if people doing this, if men stand up and be men, I think we can steer that motherfucker whichever way we want it to go.
Absolutely. Doc, what you say, brother?
No. Next question.
Well, look, I'm gonna give my piece on that. I agree with Norm. I do think that if we take our time, like you say, we stand up, we continue, to have dialogue and intelligent dialogue, and not try to match the
He
energy of
said,
negativity, and the energy of the negativity that's currently being presented to us or has been presented to us over the past 4 or 5 years. I think what will happen is that men like us, um, and women, who share the same sentiment, can bring that thing back together to make it whole again. I don't believe that it's irreparable in any way, but I think when we look at it, we have to look at like Norm said, what Norm was hitting at was what is the root
Can,
cause?
can I
What is
can
that
I can I can I
that's
interject?
causing us?
These
Hold on there, brother. Give me a minute.
Adisa. Okay, I did. Okay,
And what was
that's
the
okay.
root cause? You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to, really deal with that historically and chronologically. To be honest, you know what I'm saying with what's going on. But go ahead, brother. What was you saying?
Nah, it's fruitless. That's how I feel or think about the whole connection between black women, black men, and black women. We can go on to the next one. It ain't repairable.
Okay, why not?
I think for some of the same reasons that T was talking about. I just think there's certain things that happen. Everybody's kind of hinting at it. Norm hinted at it. Tone hit at it. Um, Sometimes there are things that just happen that just shakes the foundation of something. You know what I'm saying? Like COVID came. So now we
Mhm.
don't deal with the world uh the exact same way, right? We had to, do an audible. We had to, re-examine certain things since COVID happened, right? And I
Yes.
think all of the things that we talking about, whether it be political, whether it be um whatever it is, I think it just shifted the climate the between black men and black women, and I don't think it's ever going back to that.
Mm.
it's like when I acknowledge that. Like, so what's the cataclysmic? Like, what's the like what comparable to COVID? Because I think the times have changed, and if you're thinking about like we think about manhood, right? I think about what that means and how hard it is to be a man, and just how like with certain constructs, like it does that. And again, being in love and dedicated relationships, even that, you know what I'm saying, the reality of um of how challenging it is to be in such relationships, right? Because of some of the sheer numbers it is. Because I do think, if I'm not lying, I think offering direction first of all, protection, provisions, and direction and love to a woman, and maybe multiple women, right? Because of what it means to truly have a tribe and to have a mentality of a community. When we're talking about family, so we're talking about this black family, because we're talking about fatherhood and manhood and husbandhood, quote unquote. If we're talking about devotion, so and when it comes to the numbers, right, the sheer numbers, with how did they feminize men and with men who not available, uh we become similar with why would you having a black man with you is a very, very, very positive and nothing negative that come with that, really, you know what I'm saying, to have a black man. So it's like we seem to be more fashionable, if anything, the
So let me
ones who
ask
are
you a question. Let me
yeah.
ask you a question. Is it fashionable to have a black woman with you?
Good question.
In theory.
Oh, that a bitch. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Let's just say no. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
like
no,
I'm.
no. Because of the fact that
Let's say
there is
no.
no doubt, there's no doubt that the she melanated woman is the divine of all things. She is. She birthed
Yeah,
humanity,
absolutely,
and so
absolutely.
the Mike Tysons, the Michael Jacksons, anything that so the fact that she is divine, the fact that it's almost like the golden goose, which is why she was confined because she's so valuable. She is, and she birthed our children. So
Yeah, we
when
know
mom,
that. We
so
know
yeah,
that. Men know.
so
Men
that's
know
my
how
so
valuable she is.
so yeah, it is fashionable, but what comes with that due to the distortion of what's happened since and some unnatural some unnatural things in this construct, we can't go back like Jay says. So you have to adapt, and we can't. There's no way to make it repairable the old way, whatever that is.
No,
Some
no.
of us
I
may
want to
have to
be.
consider.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
want to be clear. What I'm saying is, no, I don't believe. I don't think in any way those unnatural things that happen, right, had really anything to do with with her perspective of us and our perspective of her. And I'll give an example. We talked about this before. I think I've shared this with all of you about how interesting integration was, right? And I compare this to our plight with our women to integration, how interesting it was, and how when we were allowed to integrate with white people, what that left our own communities with as we left them, right? As Asada in her book says, yeah, we might not have the best resources, but at least we had, teachers that cared, right? We left our own businesses, we left our own communities, and took our money and took whatever resources and agencies that we have amongst each other out out of that community, right? And we bled our own community in order to rub elbows with white people, right? Now, could we say that was a policy that did that? Could we say that that was integration that did that? No. What we could say was we had a feeling that was so weak, or a confidence that was so low, that we allowed ourselves to just leave our own communities because white people ice was colder. And that's how I deal with the disconnection between our black women and black men. So it's not necessarily anything that we've gone through politically. She felt a certain type of way
I
about
think
something.
I don't disagree with anything you say. I do think integration was more of a forced thing because it benefited them more than us. Because we integrated from the top of ours to the bottom of theirs, and
No,
so with our
I don't want to get that far into integration. I'm just
okay,
analogizing our conversation. I would disagree with that, but I'm just analogizing our conversation. Whatever it was, because we can go through these things like Norm was saying, addressing what happened to us and whether or not we agree that these things were instrumental in our segregation or our divide from one another. But we all recognize that there are things in play. But did those things in play make us look at them a certain type of way, and then those things in play make them look at us a certain type of way. And I think that was it wasn't the force, it was somebody's own perspective of somebody, you or group of people. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about the
Okay,
joblessness. I
so
didn't care.
Go ahead, Norm. Were you about to say
I
something?
thought Jay was done. I cut him off.
No,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
bro. I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that. Go ahead, brother.
No, so I guess I want to like ask T, like when you started it off, you said, I just want to clarify what you meant. Like they see us a certain way, right? Women. And what
Black
way
women.
is that? Black
The same
women.
way.
What way is that?
The same way the rest of the world does, as the
And
monster.
what?
As the monster.
And because they see it, when you say like the monster, just a no good, ain't shit motherfucker.
The most hated creature on this planet.
I don't think intelligent women.
There we go. There you
No,
go.
man, no, because we have to
But
delineate.
L, now you're
No,
talking
no,
about
bullshit,
I hate
man,
when you do
bullshit,
this.
man.
I
That
hate
whole
when you do this shit.
fashionable, the whole
I
being
hate
with a
when you
black
do
woman
this
fashionable
shit.
question was so fucking retarded
I
that
thought it was great.
it
It was a
wasn't great.
great
It wasn't,
question.
because the thing
That was
is,
a
it's
great
about
question.
responsibility. What the fuck fashionable have to be? But we being with a black woman is responsible. That's what the fuck it is.
right, but you're
That's what the
talking
fuck it
about
is
a
for us.
unicorn. You're talking about a
That's what the
fucking
fuck it is for
unicorn.
us. We are
Hold
responsible.
on, why you say they
We can't-
unicorns though?
No, hold on before we get sideways. This is what happens in our diatribe, right? Especially as it relates to Adisa and myself sometimes, right? We want to cut off. It seems to me, I ain't about to put words in Adisa's mouth.
No, go ahead, brother, please.
It seems to me that when we have these conversations, we want to cut off, right? Cut off a section of women and deal with intelligent women. When you yourself, when you speak of your wife and your queen, right, who I know to be a woman that basks in her femininity, I know it, right? You cherish that because you know that's not the narrative. Not only if it's not the narrative, you yourself, we've been engaged in arguments or discussions, I would say, about how rare that is.
How rare it is for it. Listen, and here's the thing.
No, have you not though?
No, you're honest. You brother. I'm not denying what you're saying.
No, but I think you gotta be fair to. I think you gotta be fair to what Lamar is saying though, and acknowledge everything. You can't just cherry pick and say like and broaden it. Like you gotta acknowledge the
Here's what I'm. Nobody. We're talking about black women, right? As a whole group. Nobody on this phone is that crazy enough to believe that we're singling out a specific set of black women. We talk about black women in general.
No, I know that, but I'm saying when we talk about they hate us and they look at us as monsters, it's not that simple. So like it's more to that conversation. So why do they look at us as monsters?
Yeah, but you hold on, you're going there. I'm not. I think that's a very good way to go. I'm just saying we must acknowledge you trying to get into the specifics of why we think this and why we think that, which is fair, right? I think that's fair. But to Lamar's point, Lamar said, and I'm taking this point to be this way. I could be wrong. Lamar said we must talk about intelligent women. That to me is like, okay, hold on. What that means that we're going to set aside the intelligent women and speak of them, and then leave another sect of women out. No, we talking about black
women.
No, I'm not.
I'm just for clarification.
Not saying that.
I just for clarification. That's all I'm saying. So we are talking about black women as a whole.
As a whole.
But
the thing is, brother, that's like, see, the thing is, like, what we're doing, or what it appears that we're doing, or that we want to do, is we want to do the same thing to them that we're talking about them doing to us. And I don't think that brings anybody any justice at any rate.
We're not doing that, though.
That's what it seems like we do.
I think that's unfair to ask me a question to ask me a question about what I think about the state of black men and black women relationships, and I'm responding and answering to the question, and say that we're beating up on women or whatever, or bashing them because I'm responding to a question.
No. To say no. We
Because I
talked
don't think
about
that
what
that's what
T
they
just
do to
said
us.
about.
I have a
Hold on, I
different
responded to
perspective.
what T just said about us being monsters. They think we're black. They think black men, and I said not. It doesn't appear that way to intelligent black women. They know
Okay.
who the fuck we are. I
Okay.
don't. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is to say or to sit here and say, okay, well, we lump them all in. Can we say? Can we do it? Let's do it like this. Can we say they all can be guilty by association? I would
No,
say
when we speaking of a group of people, when we say black people do this, we don't annex. If there's a black bourgeoisie, we're not annexing the black
no,
intelligent. We're
but we
saying black
know
people. We're speaking
but
about
we
a people as a
know
general.
what we're
We
I
dealing
do
think
with.
you
know.
are.
Well, hey, listen. I want to go to the top to what T asked, right? Well, not T, but what he mentioned about how they see us, right? As monsters. Is it fair to say that with media and with the environment of how it's created in the construct, that they see is exactly how we're being viewed, exactly how we're being
Yeah.
depicted,
I
right? With the sound bites. So even sometimes white women, I've dated a number of white women, they think the white man's the devil, right? They live with them. Shit, that's their perception. I mean, it's no real, like they live with them. You know what I'm saying? They see it. They know the history. They belong to it. So when we're sometimes in his image, I'm just using that loosely, and they depict it through their media to see us. Yeah, our woman. Everybody else see us the same way. Like I would agree with that. So yeah. So now, but we're the most loved and the most hated. We got to be real, right? We brought the world hip hop. Okay,
Really.
shit. We brought hip hop. I'm talking about Curtis Blow, LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? We brought the world hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So we brought the world R&B. We brought the world. We built the world. So of course we're the most loved and the most hated. Of course, but you think about these percentages of how us, the tribal, those here, not just black women. So every other woman see us a certain way too. So it's almost
So
like,
but
yeah,
it's
I'm sorry. Go
also
ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
So let me make it clear that men know we need women, and the majority of black men know that they want to be with a black woman. Most black women will tell you in a heartbeat, "I'm independent. I don't need a man for shit." That's what the mass majority of them are saying. I got my education. I got my money. I got this. I
I
got
don't
that. What
believe
I
that.
need you for? What I need
I
you
don't. I
for?
don't. I don't believe that.
But see,
I
Come
know.
on outside. Come on outside where it's cold at, Norm. You in the
No.
house where it's
I.
motherfucking warm.
I'm going off of what I've seen. Like I know a lot of women that say they want a man. They want a man. I can't talk too much.
okay, listen, fella.
hey,
Yeah.
listen, hold on, but let me say this. It's just like even with the idea that we talk about, and we've discussed these things before.
This is
We talk about the no snitching policy, right? That's some, you know what I'm saying? How the fuck are you a part of? If you are someone who witnessed a crime, but you're not a part of it, are you a snitch? If you tell, are you a snitch? You
So
see
if
what I'm
you
saying?
witness
No,
a
you're not
crime,
a
if you
fucking snitch unless you
whoa, whoa,
commit
whoa,
the shit with the nigga and you tell on this bitch ass. You a
So
bitch
oh,
ass for
hold on.
telling.
So back to like what I was saying was I know a lot of females personally, and I see it a lot in like wherever outside of however you want to call it, when women say they want a man, like women say they want a man to take care of them, they want this and they want this and they want that. Like that's not the. I didn't think that was the disconnect. I thought the disconnect was like after they get with you, like maybe the disrespect and all this type of shit. But what they would desire, what they say they desire, for the most part, like I don't think that the motherfuckers that say I don't need a man for shit, I'm an independent woman. I don't think that's as common as we making it.
I,
It's
I,
definitely not common enough to
So
say that's the
I,
whole or the
hold on.
majority.
I think bro sometimes he's so ecstatic that he goes like over. But let's take like a sister like let's take a sister like uh, 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 I don't remember this woman's name. I'm sorry. Let's say a
Who
sister
who are you talking about, brother?
I'm trying to think of
Sexy
this woman.
Red. Sexy Red, that one?
No, brother. Let's count. No. Was it Tasha K? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay, so
R. Kelly,
let's take who?
R. Kelly ex-wife.
Okay, well I'm all through. I don't think that's her. The one
That's
who
R.
said
Kelly ex-wife?
she would take she wouldn't date a bus driver.
No, that's
Oh, Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K.
Williams. Okay, so the desire to be with a man, I don't think that's what we challenging. I don't think that's what, because she's recently been on YouTube or whatever saying like, yeah, she wants to be with a man. We've recently had women on the show that has talked about, yeah, I want to be with a man, but they are afraid of women who are independent. So I'm thinking we're talking about a little bit deeper. We're not talking about whether they desire to be with a man. It's just certain things that will not allow them to be. That I think bro is saying it's certain things that will not.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that women want to be with a man in like a good Gucci coat. She wants a fashionable man that presents the image that she wants to be portrayed as. It's a status for her. And the status is not something that's edifying her as I got a man that I love, care, and I'm building something with. It's more of a, oh no, this is my husband. Bitch, I got a husband. You got one? Like I'm a trophy. And I'm not a
but I don't think that's exclusive to black women though.
We talking about black women. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Let's do what's in our backyard.
Yeah, but
right. I know that. But the reason why I said that was, go ahead, T. My bad.
For no reason do I want anybody to think that I hate black women. That's all I ever wanted to be with was a black woman. I got children by a black woman. You know what I'm saying? I love them, but they don't love me back. This is the plight. This is why I know it, bro. 19 years. Yeah.
Would you agree or disagree that the black woman and the black man has the most challenging plight here in this construct?
Most definitely, I agree.
I hate this argument.
I agree.
I mean, I just think having certain, again, on the playing field of somebody who's what would appear somebody who's supposed to be working with you.
Yeah, but here's the problem for me. All of the information is there. They don't care to know it. They don't care to utilize it. Everything is about, I want to be happy.
Okay. Now, listen. There's some contributors, and we don't got to get into the contributors, man, because women, like
contributors.
Okay, I mean, because it hasn't always. My mother had 3 children. They all had different daddies. For whatever reason or not, the men didn't stay their post. I just know a lot. I just know for whatever reasons. I'm just saying, I know far too many situations where, now again, men have held the line, but there's far too many situations where men have abandoned the post for whatever reasons, right? And so with manhood, we think about now just in our own homes, like grandma, right? Not comparing them to granddad. It's just that, and I'm not saying the difference between, it's sometimes over time. Like I do think our sisters, our aunties, our mamas, like the women they just held this shit down, right? And so they just feel a certain, while facing some of the hardships that a lot of other women just can't imagine. And so, and to, so they're changing, you know what I'm saying, in the fact that a lot of us have been broken, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have, have not stood up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the ones who have, but I'm talking about how things become imbalanced. And so when things are imbalanced, there is a change in perception and identity, or just transformation. So I do think they see us differently, slightly maybe less than, in a sense. But again, that's how the world sees us. And some of these, again, this I don't need a man concept. I think that's a symptom of the change. That's just a symptom. I don't think that's the core shit, because I don't believe that. I think just for whatever reasons, a lot of them within the changes that's been made, aren't willing to go back to how it was, to submit to some to what it looks like. And I think that's why the definition of manhood, I feel like, keep expanding, and that's why we're all, I believe, are in tune fathers. And I'm not saying fatherhood. I mean, it just seemed like it ain't the same fatherhood from the 40s and 50s and 70s and 90s even. It's a different fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I think there is an
No, fatherhood don't change.
evolution.
The times does.
Okay.
Well,
Hold on,
I
hold
think.
on. Okay,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I want to address something with Lamar. So, in light of what Tone just said, right? Um, your understanding of what Dr. T. Hassan has created or helped create in terms of Africana studies and the Black male studies,
Yeah.
and also Dr. T. Curry, and his influential work, The Man Not, and all of the references, because I don't want to get into that. I don't believe this reference. I don't believe. Can't believe a statistic you can't do. I
No,
don't want to.
get into it,
Right,
brother.
right. So, like, what Tone is saying. What do you think about that? What do you think about as it relates to T. Hassan when he talks about what happened with the men and women and how women is left carrying this torch of, hey, we're here and we're doing the hard work, right? In light of Dr. T. Hassan's research, in light of Dr. T. Curry's research, like what would you say to that?
I wouldn't say anything to deny it. I would only say that there are things that we must, um, because of how I am, there's a responsibility that I believe that as a man or as men that we have, that we should go into those things, not looking to to combat with our women, but to bring an understanding to our women of who we are and who they are and what we are to them and what they are to us. I
Okay.
think that a lot of times we get so caught up in trying to, you know, we know that there are factors that went into this thing, but we also note that there are things that we were green lighted to do, and now that they are being green lighted to do. And I remember you and I had this talk with Rob, uh, roughly almost a year ago, when we talked about the woman king, and we were talking about how um what was it that was being that we were talk what was that we were being said, the exact point that we were being said that was being said was that we talked about how we had, because Rob was upset with the Woman King and the strength that they were showing women, and how man they it's make believe, but
Hold
not
on, hold on. I want to make sure you do you understand, because I don't see how you connecting this to my question. Tone
yeah.
is basically referencing the black woman's experience, her plight with
Listen to what I'm about to
the.
tell you, brother. Let me finish. That's what the fuck I'm about to say.
All right,
So
I'll be quiet, bro.
when when um when we talked about that, we talked about how in hip hop, right? Or certain segments of hip hop where or even in movies, we said, man, shit, we've been calling them bitches for the past 50 years, right? That's what the fuck was going on. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Now she makes a movie and is celebrating, you know, her womanhood or being a hero, and then we become up in arms. And this is what I'm talking about, the bitch assness that is like, yes, you have studies, you have things that women have done, you know what I'm saying, and things that men have done, but we cannot forget the shit that has taken place, and like I said, that we were green lighted to do. Now they're being green lighted to do. And then there are things that are being put in, like Tone said earlier, there's a great wedge, unnatural wedge that's being placed in there between us. We have to be smart enough to say that, yes, it sounds good. The shit tickles our ear. It makes us beat our chest when we hear brothers and scholarly brothers speak to this shit. But the thing is, we know what it is. We lived under it. I know probably 4 of us own this motherfucker was raised by a single mother at some point. You see what I'm saying?
Bro,
You know what
so
that's
we
like.
so okay, cool. So you letting it be known that we know it. We accountable. We know what the hell going on. So you said that they don't?
Brother, I
They
swear to
don't know what the fuck
God,
going on?
I didn't say shit like that. I'm
Well, I'll tell you
talking
this.
about what the fuck I'm here to do, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm here to do.
I'm gonna tell you
Oh, so
something. Let me
you
tell you.
speaking
I
just
don't
for
know.
you.
I don't know. I just don't know how that. I'm not saying that it don't. I just don't understand because I know you're
Why don't
familiar
you
with Dr.
re-clarify it?
T. Hassan.
Well, just make the connection for us.
Okay, hold
Tone.
on. Wait. Let's reset. What are we talking about?
I'm addressing. I want to address an issue that I know or that Lamar is familiar with. Right. I'm not saying you all not. I just know through conversation with my brother that he is. So when we
Yep.
talk about, and I think Tone and I had this discussion maybe a week ago when we talked about the plight of women all over the world and how they're the most oppressed and how I don't believe that based off of new information and new and different research, right? Because I
You
believe
don't.
that too. I said that like a couple weeks ago, right?
You said you don't. You don't believe women are the most oppressed on the planet Earth.
Yeah, remember, I can speak for our black women. Remember, whether you disagree or not, you do remember that conversation, me saying that, right?
I'm sure we had. It was a discussion. You can read. You can refresh me.
Okay, well, you was just saying what you were saying now, basically, about how women had to do this, women had to do that, right? What you was just saying. So I'm saying that there is uh, work in academia, right? That
Mm-hmm.
I know that L is pretty familiar with because
Mm-hmm.
it blew our mind both as we begin to listen to this and then read about this stuff, right? And deal with the research, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking you to respond to what T was saying when he was saying that the black women, basically, the men wasn't there to hold her pose, to hold his pose, and the grandma was in the house, and the women they had to hold this down and hold that
Yeah.
down, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a other side to that story, and
No, it is.
there's things that are not true with that perspective, but that's the overwhelming narrative that we have been forced to believe,
No, but see,
right? That's
but
the
I got what you're saying, brother.
I
But
mean,
see,
that's what I was actually to
you
speak to.
you've been talking to me long enough to know how I view things. I'm always gonna bring it back to myself. I'm always gonna bring it back to myself, and especially when it comes to not just black women, but black people in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna do that, even though,
Okay.
like, go ahead.
So what are we? I'm saying what? So what are we? What's the point here? I
You
think
know,
we got to reset. Like we got to ground it because I'm confused.
no, it's a brother was named Dr. Tia San who and I think I think it was in one of the group chats we had together where he talked about black
It's a
men
couple
and
of them. It's a couple of
yeah,
them.
no, it's a
It's
few
a
of them.
lot, bunch of them.
It's a bunch of them. The brother has this vast works that's out here, man. These studies about the things that black men have done in like almost in protest or in protest to some of the things that have come along with the moves sisters have made. Some of the, you know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is we know that. We know what's going on. I mean, we know these things. I'm saying I just myself and how I look at things. Principally, I have to bring it back to myself because how I see myself and my people in how I interact with my people. So that's all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the brother's scholarly works. I'm just saying aren't valid. I'm just saying it just shouldn't just stay there.
I
We
agree with that. I was just okay. We good. I'm good. I'm good. I see what happened. I'm good.
So I guess the question is, my question is like, it sounds like what T brought up, T set it off with, they look at us like we not shit, that we monsters. They don't respect us. And it sounds like you're saying yes, that's the case. And it sounds like Tone, you're saying yes, that's the case, but we have some contributing factors to that. Am I
You're right, and I guess I shouldn't have went off the path, but I'm thinking of how she became that way as it's how it's evolving. There are contributing factors, but we're
got
not
you?
looking for blame. Yeah.
And J and T, y'all both saying correct. Are y'all saying that we don't have many contributing factors to that, or what are y'all saying?
Okay, I don't want to be lumped in with T. I'm not saying that they view us as monsters. I just don't think they view us as their men. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not. It's not about. It's business. I don't believe that white people view us as monsters. It's just business, right? So that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that we deplorable to them. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying that they have issues with us, and it's not reconcilable. That's really what I'm saying. I don't see that this is reconcilable.
I'm definitely saying that we have a part. We play a part in it. You know what I mean? We play a role. I'm not minimizing our role or maximizing it. I'm saying that even though we play a role, we still know
I'm
that, hey, I need you.
Oh yeah, and I'm out of that app. I don't believe we play a role at all.
Got you. Okay,
okay.
so with T,
So
if you think we play a role, can that role be reversed? Like, can that role be approved upon that we play?
The role is unaccepted. It's not accepted by her. The role that we're supposed to play is not accepted by the majority of. Now there are definitely some unicorns out there. I'm not saying that they're not. There's
Hold on.
some out there.
What role? What you mean? What role is not accepted?
The role of bringing order. The role of bringing
Okay.
the masculine energy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
let me ask y'all a
The
question.
position. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead and finish,
Go
T.
ahead,
I'm sorry.
Tom.
You were saying
I'm just saying.
like right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't cut you. I won't cut you off again.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, bro.
I was just.
I'm about done with this topic.
Okay. It's like. I mean, first we got to acknowledge that men are the biggest predator of women. That
Let's fight.
Men kill more women. Men rape more women. Men sell more women. Men, force more women. I'm just saying we have to acknowledge that because men do that to men also. I get it, but I'm talking about to the point where it's not even close. So what I'm saying is, imagine a full-grown lion pulling up right up on next to us right now, wherever you at. It's a big lion who don't mean you no harm, and he can sit there, breathing. What could that lion do to make you feel more comfortable? And the answer is nothing.
I just think that links to the concept of how the world sees us as big, brash beasts and violent.
Well,
right?
Well, hear what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
It's funny that you say this because this is the exact conversation that we had. When you come in with that shit or about how they're sex trafficked, how they're this and how they're that, because you view it from a physical violent lens. But you can also, when you think of a predator, what do you think of? Right? You think of something that's violent. But is it fair to say that there are certain things that they've been predatory on? Let's look at we could look at okay, so I don't want to hear some man talking about some, and I don't think we should get into an Olympics about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not attempting to dissect the levels of violence. What I'm trying to acknowledge is that
you dissect it with us, though. You are doing
what I'm saying. Not just black. I'm talking about men. I said men are the biggest predator of women. Men. Now, as it's classified,
I'm adding to that. When you say you're not trying to classify it, you are. You said men are the biggest predatory of women, and then you went into the specifics of how we do it. And then I asked a question, right? I asked a question
What's the
like, well,
question?
the question is, are they predatorial with us?
What
Yeah.
I'm not yes, the answer is yes. What I'm
Okay, okay.
stating for the record, the same way if a lion was next to us, is the fact that we can dominate them at any time, right?
They
And so I
dominate
think
us
that takes.
at any time too, right? Would you say they dominate us?
I'm not debating that. I'm saying it's different. It's a difference, and I'm not debating the gravity of it. Okay, it's a
All right.
difference. I'm just saying, men are better at physically destroying things than
Yeah,
women.
physically. That's why I said beastly.
But
That's what I
again, beastly or even the civilized can brutalize you. Or what I'm trying to get at is for a woman to trust us, for a woman to find for our children to trust us, they have to determine the fact that we won't harm them. Okay,
right.
that
Do
we
you
won't
think
harm them.
do you think that we would have to determine whether or not now in the situation that we are in now, we should have to determine whether or not they won't harm us?
Jay, you are spending time defending us. I'm not attacking them.
I'm not defending nobody. I'm asking a question.
Well,
If you
what I'm
raise
saying
it,
is what
I'm just
you the
no, just
reality
answer the
is yeah.
question. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they can't they can physically harm us also. Right? They can physically harm us, financially harm us, emotionally harm us. I get the levels, but when it comes down, that's why at the end of the day, when we say I beat your ass, or you're gonna get an ass whooping, or something like that, it always boils down to me and you standing next to each other physically. And in that realm, they can't fuck with us. We get that, but that's
No,
usually one of their biggest fears
no, yeah, I'm
of
not
being
saying.
physically
I
dominated.
just
Do you
yeah to
agree or
be yeah.
disagree that women are usually in constant, it's in the back of their mind like a prey of being physically dominated by a man?
I can go ahead and concede that. I can concede that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's not real. I'm saying if we're having this conversation, I'm not trying to even defend anybody. I'm saying that don't. To me, this doesn't make sense. Don't come on this motherfucker and tell me that a woman is prey when we're out here prey by some of the shit that she do.
I'm
That
not
doesn't.
saying that we're not prey and we're not victims to some of her predatorial actions. I'm saying when it comes to reparations and when it comes to repair some of these ideas, that's why some of us probably don't hit our children, right?
No,
Because it comes to
no.
the point where we feel like,
Hold on, Jay. So I guess so like it does sound like you defending it. It sounds like a lack of accountability there because we saying like it sounds like Tom saying yes.
Accountability.
There, yeah, it sounds like he's saying yes. There's prey on both sides, but
Okay.
he's acknowledging the like how men are predators, and
Okay.
you're attacking that, but at the same time calling women predators
Okay. Let me
too.
speak to
So
that.
so like
Let me speak to that.
as if that discredits the fact that men have predatory ways.
No, I'm not saying that men do not. I'm saying what I don't understand. This is me.
No,
What
no,
I
not
don't
saying that you said they don't. It sounds like you're saying that you can't acknowledge men being predators because in some ways women are predators.
no way in hell am I saying that. Let's remember
Okay,
where
that's
this
what it
started.
sounds like you're saying.
Cool.
Okay,
Well,
go
let me
ahead.
clarify it. This started with with a statement that Tone made, right? That Tone made. Remember that Tone made. Now we asked the question, and Mr. T responded to it. Remember that this is what happened. Then Tone said, "Well, let me ask a question." Right, and he was talking about some of the contributing factors, right? And it seems as though I am not trying to take accountability away from men. I'm trying to say let's place accountability on women. So
But
if
we
you keep
do.
that's not the narrative. That's not the narrative. I'm not saying that we do. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing
Jay, listen
something.
what I'm saying. I want to go macro and we can get micro if y'all want to, but I'm just literally just saying, literally, because I have daughters. I coached women's basketball for 18 years, right? And when you protecting young girls, you don't see how many prey are out there. You don't see the coyotes and you don't see the wolves. You don't see that when you're protecting girls. You don't see how many people are out there looking to get at young fucking girls. Okay, when you shepherding young girls, you see they're under attack at all times. I don't give a fuck from their cousins, their friends, their community. I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm trying to I'm trying to lay that out there when these young girls become young women, right? Like they got to worry about their cousins, their uncles. Sometimes they fucking fathers, sadly, they brothers.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying
absolutely.
young men, and I'm not saying young boys are not victims also. But what I'm saying is when we talking, and I use the lion because I was saying the fact that if a lion came next to me, I would think about his majesty and how fucking strong it would be, and how not insignificant, but how I would feel like it could harm me. I just hope it wouldn't. So that's how I think women look at men. They hope that we
I,
don't.
no, I think me and
Can you give
Lamar
me that?
had. I'm
Do
never fighting that. That is not what I'm fighting at all. I
okay.
agree with everything you're saying. Me and
So
Lamar asked about 10, 15. Give me a second. Me and Lamar asked about 10 to 15 women, right? It's a small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing. We asked them a question. The question that we asked them was, do you believe men are fully developed human beings? Only two said yes.
Yeah.
Only two said yes. So they don't see us. They don't see us as. I ain't gonna say they don't. Let's just talk about them women because I don't want to get into that. Let's talk about those women because we're gonna have to get into that shit. But so there was an overwhelming reason of why
I
I
do think
went to
we got to
them.
get into that though.
I'm sure you do. There was an overwhelming reason as to why I came to Lamar and asked the question. It wasn't about those 15 women. It was about the reading. It was about the constant conversations that I'm in conversations with these women about. And of course, who is Jay? This is I don't go on my own personal experiences. That's not something that I do very well. So that's why I wanted to go to Lamar and say, L, this is what I'm thinking based off my experience. I could be wrong. Let's just ask some people, right?
Yeah.
So the narrative about how black men is beasts, how black men are brute, how black men's how we beat on women, how we do all of these things. I'm not negating those things. Not at all. I do believe there's some truth in those things. Now, where I might be hiding under a rock is that I'm not seeing the accountability on what is on the behavior of women in general, but we're speaking about our backyard, of black women and the things that they do on a. I'm not saying it doesn't happen like on shows like this, on other shows, but it's not the narrative. It's not the narrative. When you think when we think of a predator in this context of what we're talking about, we're not thinking of women. We're not thinking of it. You see what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. I'm not trying to escape anything that we've added to to the situation between black men and black women. I'm not trying to and black women, excuse me. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not scapegoating nobody. That's what my attempt, that's what I'm doing. Like whatever Tone is saying about our predatory ways, I'm just saying, yeah.
see, I think I don't want to just limit it because you. I want to, like I said, I can make it macro then versus make it micro. It's not just the men's ways. It's not just that. What I'm gonna make more room. Um, I'm thinking about reparations, like for us to get back. And I do think, like again, because some of us have daughters, right? Um, and so when we think about how big this situation is, not that our predatory ways. All I'm trying to say is the reality is, but we could be it's in us. We can be the most compassionate, right? We can be the most a lot of things, but for us to repair, first of all, like you say, for them to feel like they don't need us, a lot of women should go to other women shit for sure safety reasons because they've been raped, they've been fucked around and abused. They can't even. A lot of that shit. I'm
Okay,
not saying again. That's me talking about
yeah.
contributing factors. So we're talking about
But let me
safety,
ask.
right? We're
Let
talking
me ask
about.
you a question, Tone. I'm sorry to cut you off, brothers. My thing is, um, like I said, I'm always just looking at the responsibility act factor when it comes to myself as a man and us being men. Um, Myself specifically and us being men in general, always look at that. And I know what Brother Jay, is, or I'm sorry, Brother Doc is going where he's going um, with with his um, with his method. Because I don't think he would never take away or separate us or our thoughts. I don't believe he does that. I don't
Thank
believe
you.
I don't believe he does that. I think what he tries to do, what he does, or what he's presenting is saying, okay, listen, it's not a thing of, men just being predators, but women can be predators too, but we don't speak to that as much because we always, look at that. And I get him when he's saying that. I get him when he's saying that, but I don't think he's eliminating what we do. I don't believe that. So with that being said, I just want to ask the question: um, do do we have? And I know that you brothers that say y'all don't believe it's reparable, but um, do we have a responsibility as men to bring our younger men, or the brothers that are behind us, bringing them to speed and understanding what it is that manhood is, and why women and the feminine energy is key to manhood? Do we have that responsibility to teach them, or do we let them just go? And um T, can you answer that, please, brother? Because I know you've
I
been pretty quiet.
I ain't got nothing. Got nothing.
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing.
Okay. Tone, you got anything for us, brother?
And
Hold on.
think about the product that's been produced over the last 20 years based on the construct and how feminizing us through entertainment, media, industry, um, how it's been aimed at feminizing us in certain ways to produce, and I think it's an attack on manhood, because manhood, especially black manhood, is a very, very, very difficult thing. It's very challenging, and so um, the outcome of, we do owe it to, again, we have to, there is a bridge from boyhood to manhood, and I think we are some of the gatekeepers of that, again, to be able to pass that down. We think about principles and structures, of what that means, and again, to appreciate the femininity, uh, the divine feminine has its own, it has its place. Um, again, I don't think mothers can raise sons as much as I don't think fathers can raise daughters. Um, because of what that is. I don't have sons. I don't know if you brothers have sons, but I mentor a lot of young men. Um,
Yes.
and I think we owe it to them, because I think what's being shown on the mainstream is just not that. It's a blurred vision of what that is. And I think a lot of the young men are, the young brothers especially, are being specifically attacked. So uh, we have to find ways to protect them and guide them. So yes, I think it is not more than a responsibility, but it has to be a part of our legacy that we have to, contribute to. Absolutely.
Doc, what you got, man?
Yeah, I think I think it's a part of our responsibility and a part of our duty. Um, we can go back to Dr. Naeem Akbar's work, Visions of Black Men, as he talks about the differences between male, boy, and man.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's what that's a huge part of what masculinity is. Teaching our boys with intent and purpose, and just to make sure that they would be, upstanding black men. I don't know. Again, I like to, keep that,
Consistent.
yeah, and I have nothing to do with femininity. Absolutely nothing to do with it, in my estimation.
Okay. Knowing what you got, brother.
Yeah, just plain and simple, yeah. But I do think like what we think manhood is or whatever, like we all gonna differ on some of the details around that. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that we just fundamentally different on as men.
Yes, sir.
But I do think that there are certain things that we can do to protect, I guess, the more trying to figure out a not so controversial word to say, but I'm gonna just say like a more universal meaning of what manhood is. So like not wearing dresses and shit, not wearing fingernail polish and
Okay.
all that type of shit. I think like shaming that shit and then just establishing the foundation of what a man is, like a man, like the
Mhm.
image of a man. I think I think that's important because I think if we do that and we put some integrity behind, in my opinion, behind what it means to be a man,
Mhm.
I think like that's our biggest responsibility.
Yep.
And that's going back to the original question. That's why I see it as repairable because it seems to be a larger concentrated movement of men doing that, like clowning Russell Westbrook and shit. You know, clowning motherfuckers like that ain't it, and not as afraid of repercussions and stuff like that. So that's why I said like I think it's reparable. That's my reasoning.
So
Go.
like has there, like when we think about the woman, right? Like I don't know because I don't know shit about womanhood, right? But I
Right.
know that there's a such thing from boyhood to manhood, like a rite of passage, right? I
Mhm.
know that you can observe different men in their own, like you was mentioned, Norm, the variety of ways to be a man or think like a man, or it's like it's a man is more elastic. It's complex as we get older, I would imagine. But it's still some core shit that just make you a man, right? It's just through and
Make
through.
you know, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
And
yeah, and I think that's what we
yeah, and I think at
And
the end
I,
of the
I
day,
in
go
my
ahead.
and I was just gonna say in my estimation of what we're all saying here. When I say from my understanding, I should say, when I say that femininity, the energy of the woman being key and being vital to manhood is because of the things that she brings to us, the test that she brings to us. Like Tone was just speaking about the young ladies that he have to protect. That as a basketball coach, he sees the things that they go through and how he feels that it's incumbent upon him to protect them. Um, and be on the lookout for them. So I think those are things that the test that comes with a woman, even dealing with her attitude and understanding, how she tests us, how she tries us. Now, I'm not talking about the sisters that are so far, as you brothers would like to say, outside. We can't, those are other things, but to deal with the woman and the aspect of womanhood naturally and the aspect of manhood naturally, I'm not trying to match none of that bullshit energy anybody is putting out. You see what I'm saying? Because what the fuck I'm gonna be honest. I look at myself as superior to the bullshit, and I hope the rest of you brothers do too. Because the thing is, we have to fucking stand as men, and as Tone said, those men left their post. No, nigga, we can't afford to leave our fucking post. We have a post for show that we have to stand on. And the thing is, a lion never stops being a lion. So a man should never stop being a man. I don't give a fuck what happens, where it goes. We are fucking men. We are the charge. We are the ones in charge of this shit. That's why this shit is called the reconnect, man. So just to get back to it,
hold on. Let me say this because
go
I
ahead.
think I have a unique perspective to add to this. I'm on one of the, I already know where this could go, but
Go ahead, bro.
um,
Spit.
I'm the only one on this phone that had a father in his life that grew up with his father in the home until he departed in
Yes, sir.
2001. I was under the scrutiny of my father for my entire life up until the point of his demise. And there's been many of my friends, including Nadisa on his phone, and Tone himself has talked about how the things that I've stated that I've learned from my father has affected them both.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying about black manhood and femininity, what I'm saying is, uh, I think that black men is responsible for raising boys,
Yes, sir.
and that women don't have a motherfucking thing to do with that.
Okay.
Not a motherfucking thing. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that she does. When I say raise a boy to be, and then people have these.
No, man. I mean, well, you know, I
You know
get
where
you.
I'm about to go. People,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and say like, I'm saying that we would have to sort of define what we mean as raise, and I don't want to get into that. You know, I'm gonna just like leave that as that. Like anybody can. I don't subscribe to the idea that if you teach your son to hold the door open for a lady, that you raising a man. Just because you know what I'm saying? Because you
No.
taught a female taught their son something that has to do with raising. But I don't want to really get into that because I know that's another different conversation. But I just wanted to double down on my point of why I was saying that I don't think a woman has anything to do with raising a boy to be a man. Because I think that that's what raising it is. We might have differences of opinion. I think when we're talking about raising boys, we're talking about the qualities that we are instilling into this child to be
Yes, sir.
a man. That's it.
I would completely agree.
So, like I said in our previous podcast, bro, I understand that I owe something to my community, to my children, to my woman. And that is for me to be a stand-up man, a stand-up individual, a man of integral, you know, to have an integral position. That's it. That's all I got, man. I'm not about to sit here and keep playing the game of, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna digress. Go ahead. Let's go to the next question, please.
Can I throw this?
Go ahead, throw your darts,
Hey,
nigga.
hey,
Go down.
No, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
You should be worried about the odds.
let me let me throw this perspective out here. Like, and this, if you don't mind, like it was something that I was listening to, and it was basically using this. I'm gonna just throw a broad blanket out there. But it was basically started with, it was a brother saying the reason why they should marry more than one woman. It was a brother in India saying, hey, because we have a surplus of single women, that hey, I think some of you brothers who can afford it should have more than one wife.
Right.
And he said because there's a lot of extra women in society. And then in Europe, back in the days, different places where they had an abundance of women, a lot of those were turned into handmaidens or prostitutes. There was so many of them. Like
White
when it
man
comes
ain't
to
shit.
right. So now here in certain places, having a surplus of women, what happens to those surplus of women that are not in relationships? Right? What does society want to do with them? How do they shape them? What do they turn them into? Right? Seems like they're open. When you hear Sexy Red, you hear some of these perspectives of what you can do to a lot of women without men. You can change. Like society got to do something with directed and protected by men, right? So they're open and they're susceptible to society. So I'm just saying. So they've been, and I don't want to make it sound like a construct, but we the project sometimes. But so our relationships suffer from these things. I'm just taking note that it's a thing about when we're talking about women. Like Lamar has said, we all probably in loving. And I said probably we all in loving, committed relationships with one woman, right? When there's so many women that desire our protection and direction and affection, right? So I'm to the point where I'm like, how cruel could I be and not take another one or two, right? If my heart and my wallet could, like to be to the cause of the tribe.
You're a dirty dog,
Right?
not you.
So selfish?
You would be less than a man, Tone.
Yeah.
You are so savage, Tone, to think that
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
I'm just saying this is to take another. I mean, that would be for the true love of the tribe, right? To bring them under your. How could you not? To be the best way to promote community. I'm being really real. So what I'm saying is the reality of having talking about family and structure. So I think some of us have to consider and some of these women may have to consider, right? Because there's so many of them. Like I don't care, and I'm gonna tell you, my woman, and I'm with a very, very beautiful, cool woman. But one day she put my plate down in front of me, and one day she just said these words. She was like, "Thank you for eating this food," right? And I got exactly what she meant. She meant like because it's like the rest, the numbers, the sheer numbers, basically how many hot plates I had to fight to get home to that one. How many warm beds I had to fight to get home to that one, and that I loved her enough to be dedicated to what she offered me. I could
Yeah,
not be, you
you
know what
have
I'm
a
saying?
unique. You
She
and
had to
Norm.
acknowledge my man.
Yeah, you and Norm have a unique
That's all I'm saying.
position. I want to go in.
That's all I'm saying. I think to acknowledge manhood, and so all I'm saying is some of these sisters that we're talking about aren't always women who we're talking about women who want dedicated loving relationships and women that's just out there susceptible to any perception. And so we hear that noise of some of these women who ain't even never had a relationship with a man. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what the fuck it is. So how could they know? And definitely, how could you know what it's like to be a man? So I don't even subscribe to that. No more than I would tell a woman how to be a woman. I would never let a woman tell me how to be a man. It's out of it's not my position and it's out of her authority. So that's all I would say. I digress.
Anything else on that? Or can I go to the next question?
Yeah, go to the next question, bro.
Next question. Okay. Next question is with with the rise of how can I put this? Yeah, we spoke about it, and this was something we brought up. I brought up back a while ago, and I want to hear these gentlemen' perspective on. I got Tone and I'm sorry, T's and Doc's perspective, but I wanted to know from Norman Tone, and then you all could chime in if y'all want to on it as well. Do y'all believe that with women right now, like we talked, just brought up Sexy Red, and the things that are going on, are black men responsible for the behaviors of black women today? And what mean by responsible? But no, you know what? No, I want y'all to answer that. I'll let y'all answer. I give my definition of responsible later, but from y'all's perspective, are black men responsible for the behaviors of women today? Of black women today? The negative.
You mean, did we cause it, or are we responsible for maintaining?
I'm saying, okay, not that we cause it, but by us accepting
it don't matter. The answer to both, either one, will be no for me.
Go ahead, tell me why.
I just don't think we got anything to do with it.
So you don't think by us accepting it gave no, we accepted a lot of bullshit. Okay, I see. Maybe you don't know what I mean by accepting this shit, right? How many women have we fucked with or dealt with, and we knew that I don't want to use the word whore, but I'm putting it out, but we knew that she was very promiscuous, and then we still tried to make her our woman. We made
Lamar, I'm gonna just pull a reverse Uno card on you and say not the intelligent ones, right? I think the same logic applies there. Because I think Sexy Red is like the poster child for that shit, but I don't think that's a representative of like black women.
No. I know. I'm saying I know it's not representative of all black women. I know that, but
I think rats always been around. You know what I'm saying? I think but for one way or another, you're gonna wind up in that predicament where you a rat, like you a hood rat.
So okay, so let me ask you. So when you have brothers that like say dope dealing dudes like that pull up and they wind up picking up these these chicks or no, let me call it I'm gonna talk about the simps that get with women that they know done been in these twisted relationships, and then they go, man, you know, you ain't got to worry about nothing no more, baby. You know, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be responsible and raise your 8 kids that are by 9 different dudes. You know, because one of the babies sharing the daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, are we responsible for accepting that? Are we responsible by accepting that? And I'm just using black men, not like you said, not the intelligent ones, but you know, some of the behaviors out here that we accept. Listen, I done did this shit before. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. But are you talking about again? See, we don't like to hold her accountable. Are we talking about her behavior?
I'm not saying she's not accountable. I'm not saying she's not accountable.
Hold on.
That was the question.
Is it, are we responsible?
Are black men responsible for her behavior? That's
the question. For her behavior.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, and you know, because I think you allowed it.
Yeah, I don't care how you get to it. Like, because just like I think like what we were talking about, like with the men being monsters and we accountability. Like, I think that's on them. Like, they gotta be accountable for the shit that they do.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I'll say this. I would argue that whatever we see Sexy Red to be, like these are just images. I don't even think there's these real people, right? So it's these images. like they become like these artists become images, so that like imagery, so that people can follow them, right? So we know that these women like Cardi B don't let her kids hear her music. You know what I'm saying? They don't live that way. They just make that shit for people to ascribe to, right? They're like, you know what I'm saying? But we're saying that in my world, you don't know. I'm not responsible for you if you don't obey me, right? So, right. So if you don't obey me, how can I be responsible, right? So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even live in a world where I see Cardi B's or Sexy Reds. Like, I've never had, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't know it, but I don't think I've ever had a Sexy Red.
Well, wait a minute, I can't correct you because I don't know what I don't know what Sexy Red is.
See, this is what I be talking about. You brothers are this, man. I'm sorry, Tone. Go ahead.
I live in a world where it's Cardi B's, it's Sexy Reds, and all of them. Them rats is always here. They are constant.
I'm saying this for the record. Y'all, I don't know if y'all been to the Freakneck, but I mean, rats have a place in society, right? So do whores, right? So let's stop acting like this is not a spectrum, right?
Right. Because we never like rats. Like we never. Fuck with rats.
That's the step. Like, what do you like them for? Is the question, right?
Yeah,
come on.
We never like rats.
I mean, come on, that's a stretch.
What rat?
For real?
I mean, you don't have to. Why you think not? Then you probably never have it.
Hold on. Let me, because I want Norm and T. This is y'all segment, but I'm loving this. Because it seems like we just find trouble with this shit. So the question is, are we as men responsible for black women's behavior? And then we use Sexy Red as the image, right? Like Tone said, the image. Now I don't know Sexy Red. I don't really know Cardi B like that. But this is what I'll say. Are we saying that Sexy Red will be the image of a hood rat? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, yes.
Okay.
Unequivocally.
Okay. So she's an unequivocal hood rat.
She's a mascot.
Okay.
By definition and testimony.
Okay. So let me get in here. Okay, cool. So she is a hood rat. Now, Norm, yes or no? Do you think black men are responsible for the way in which she behaves?
No.
Tone, do you think that black men are responsible for women like that? For women that behave like that? Do you think that black men are responsible for that?
And we keep busting in her.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
But this is important.
We give her incentive. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. We give her incentive.
Stop. Listen. Yes or no. Whatever you got to do to figure it out, just let it come out yes or no.
And just don't be on the bullshit, bro.
If I'm
Yes
beating
or
a
no.
rat, can I despise a rat for
Wait
being
a
hurt?
minute, bro. I can't. Listen.
No,
Now you
Listen.
I'll
gotta
say no.
rationalize this shit. Come on,
I'll
Okay,
say
man.
hold on.
no.
Let me get. Okay, so let me get
No.
it. So you say
No.
no. We are not
No.
responsible.
No.
Okay. All right. Now
Because of
let
the
me ask
same
you this.
reason. Because of the same reason that I stated. Because she don't obey. She don't obey me. So same for the same very reason.
Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna ask this question: do we as men, because this is the fun part, do we as men, do we think hood rats are needed?
Nah, no.
Okay, no,
My answer is
you
no.
Tone.
I'm like George Bush now. I gotta get this out. No, hold on. Let's go back.
Hold on. Ab, hold on. No,
I just gotta clear up something while I'm on the
you
witness
sound just
stand.
like George Bush.
I
You
just gotta
tell Tony
clear
What
up
was the
Robbins
something.
who went
question?
along.
Right. I just gotta. No, this is
What was the
specifically
question?
for Jason. This is specifically for Doctari. like, you know damn well, all my life, I have been anti-hood rat. When E was fucking around with Ebony and Brandy, what was I saying? What was my stance?
You didn't like you.
I would clown this motherfucker. So I've never given these motherfuckers a platform or anything. Like these, a rat is like a man to me. Like
okay. I take that.
Okay, that's all I want. That was just my credibility.
Okay, go. You ain't have to go ahead, Tom. Do you think they need it?
Do they think they what?
Do you think hood rats are needed?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I think them
Okay,
motherfuckers should be abolished.
Hood rats some of the realest bitches on the planet. It's the difference between women and ladies and hood rats, man. Shit, get lost somewhere and get a good hood rat bitch with you somewhere you ain't supposed to be. See her, right? Because she know around, she know how to deal with men on different levels. Shit, she done been in dark spaces, man. It's a good person to know. That's all I'm saying.
I wish I could take all the hood rats and send them to Monroe, Michigan, and
You
just
saying
leave their ass there.
you saying that the hood rats are highly resourceful, right?
Shit to the right man, to the right brother. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So we got it. We basically are saying that we don't think that type of behavior is that we're responsible for a woman who's behaving like that. We don't think that.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Here's the question: is there a male equivalent to a hood rat?
Yes.
It has to be.
It definitely is.
It got to be. What would it be? Tone. Hold on, Tone. That's what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do when we was talking
Jim?
when we got into our little thing. Jim would be Jim,
Jesse.
my brother, Jesse. Yeah,
If he watching, Jesse, you are
love him. What up, Black? If you watch.
Shout out to Black.
So hood rats. See, I think it's okay now. I think it's a small different caveat between the male hood rat and the female hood rat. And I think that's the ability to reproduce and how often a male hood rat could drop a seed versus how often a female hood rat can be impregnated and have a baby mouse. Okay.
No.
Wait a minute.
What in the hell are you talking about?
I'm not to say because
what I'm saying is if we're talking about hood rats get around, they get around the hood, they may do some shit. What I'm saying is I think when it comes to
it sounds like you was auctioning somebody.
Get around.
What I'm saying is I think that like a woman hood rat only gonna produce once every 9 months, and I think a male hood rat could impregnate
Oh, no,
about
you can
30
straight
women.
line, man. Shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now we
So,
talk about biology though. Do you? Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Okay.
okay, I
Yeah.
don't get into biology, but I'm just saying that is a factor in being a hood rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, last. Well, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go because there's another side to that, but I would want some women to answer this question, and it would be like, are black women responsible for the negative behaviors of black males?
Well, let me get some in here then. Hold on,
No,
let me get some
Oh,
in
I'm
here.
out. You hey.
You want some women to
I
answer the question? Let me get them in here.
Please, brother. Please don't. Please.
no,
Oh, shit. In my little
Um,
white baby voice. Bullshit.
please, brother. Oh Lord, can you help me?
but look, no, straight up and down though, last question, man, because and this is just like a relationship thing, man. I was watching some and
Okay.
just wanted to know, like, why is it that so do men take breakups harder than women, or do women take sister say Pookie and Ray is the male version of a hood rat. This in the chat. Do males do men take relationships harder? I mean, breakups harder than women, or do we think that women take them harder in the breakup? That's just the last question I just wanted to throw out there because I was watching something today and I it said that a brother said that he felt like men take relationships harder because, and I totally disagree with him. He said because women, when they break up, it feels like they're losing a parent, and they said when men lose a woman, they feel like he's losing a child. So men take it harder. You know what I'm
Yeah, I ain't
saying?
got
Yeah.
an answer for that one.
Yeah. I can't. I think it's hard because that we be answering. We would need a woman to tell her side of the story on that. Uh, yeah,
Well,
I
there's
think.
one in the chat. I got one in the chat right
No,
now.
we seen Zanja. I seen right.
Well, I would say
Mm-hmm.
this. I would say in any breakup, I think with me or between me and the woman, if I think back from my divorce and any of it, I think the person, whoever had the deepest investment, probably was the one who was hurt the most. So any
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
my hurt was probably parallel to my investment.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
I
think
would
that
I
that's.
would
I like
say
that.
yeah, I like that too. I would say this. I would say that when I would think that it would probably be harder for men because um
Emotion.
she was the one
Yeah.
who we could lay our emotions on. And you break up with a woman, you go to your boys, man, fuck that bitch, nigga, where the hoes at? You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna get with them. But when you with your woman, then you got some stuff going on, and you dealing with her, she gonna talk to you. She gonna help you sort through it. So I think it's just on that basis is that she gives you that emotional bed to lay in. You know what I'm saying? That you can get some things off your chest that you can't necessarily share with your boys. That's all.
Well, do you think, Norm? Do you think? I know we're speaking in generalities here, but do you think that? What you think about it? Do you think like when you in a long lasting relationship, not you specifically, but people are in a long lasting relationship and they break up? Do you think men hurt worse?
No, I mean, I ain't even trying to be. I literally can't answer that question because I think
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
everybody
you can't
hurts.
measure it. You can't
yeah,
measure
Yeah,
it.
it's
How,
hard.
yeah,
It's
how,
you
how
hard.
the
can't
fuck
really
do
Yeah,
you
measure
measure
it.
how much you hurt?
And it's
yeah,
different.
it's
It's
hard.
different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
It's
different
hard. That's a
people.
hard question.
Yeah,
It,
I
it
think
is
it's
a hard.
impossible to answer that.
No, it
That's
is a
hard.
hard
Now
question, but
That's a
I
hard
will say
question.
like from my experience, like the best way I could address that though is like I will say from my experience, and it's just people in my life that I know about. Men, we typically are able to separate a little bit more um cleaner, I guess, than women. Like when it's over, like Like
Yeah, well,
a lot more times
Yeah.
we'll walk away and just leave it be, like wash our hands of it. Whereas typically women that I know, you just let it linger and shit.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I believe that.
like sometimes in relationships, I play with some time, I play with some ass, I play with some money, but playing like when I'm heartbroken, like sometimes the fact, oh, you got my heart, like I'm a different person when you got my heart, right? So that shit look different when you break up. I'm saying like it's the difference between like, you got my heart. Yeah, that's ugly. Like, that's a responsibility. So I know I've snot bubbles and all. Like if I feel that way, like if you can't just take my so it's different. I'm a different person. So I think if my heart not involved, the breakup can hurt a little bit, but it's not lingering because it like I wasn't all in, so I ain't gonna be ass out, you know.
Yeah. And I think it depends on what y'all breaking up for too. Like you got some
Good point.
clean breakups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like where you break up amicable, but like if it's something where it's heartbreaking or a betrayal or something like that, that factors in too. You know.
Conscious uncoupling, he says, right?
Right. Conscious uncoupling. That's funny. That's
That's
funny.
what they call it.
All right, fellas. Well, look, that's about
Great
what's been
question.
about
Great
2 hours
question.
now. About 2 hours now.
Yeah, we're close to it.
Yeah. Any last words from the gentleman about the conversation?
You don't have to stop doing that L-ism shit on us.
The what?
That L-ism.
What the fuck is that?
I'll tell you about it.
Nigga, go ahead. I told you, nigga, spit your darts, nigga. We here.
I ain't got no damn darts. These are all cancer patients.
What?
Nothing, man.
I just want to say thank you for the platform. I appreciate the discussion with you brothers. I appreciate the just the idea that y'all putting conscious thought into how we can repair some of our relationships with women and shit. Because if we didn't care, and if you didn't care, I guess we wouldn't be here. So I'm just grateful to be a part of the conversation. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. I thank you, brothers, all y'all for joining in tonight, man. So look, we're gonna close this thing out, man. I appreciate you. Norm, you got anything you want to add, man?
Nah, man, you want to close us out with prayer?
Yeah.
How about the hood rats?
That's all I want. Hey, I just want to clear my name. I might be guilty of a lot of shit, but I ain't never fuck with no hood rats. If I did, I didn't know.
That's all I
fuck. No, you got one hood rat on your resume. You got one hood rat.
Tell me about who I'm missing.
You ain't fuck with her long enough though. Was her name Tiffany?
But I didn't know.
Sound like
she said, but
I didn't know. The whole point.
I didn't. She wasn't a hood rat.
Man, y'all retarded, man.
That's funny.
That is funny.
I mean, I think they have a place, man. Everybody have a place.
Yeah, everybody got their place, man. But look, man, I thank you guys, man. I know things kind of.
Oh, just let me say, I do gotta say, my baby watched this. You know I'm in love with you. I know I talk about another woman, and we can talk about that later. But this is, I love you.
The comments that were made.
Yeah, pull that card out. Pull that card out.
The comments that were made on this show are not Tone. They are from the people. We did not be responsible.
No. I want to be held accountable to everything I say, and I ain't saying I don't mean it. I'm just saying if she catches this before, I tell her. Just know that, amen. We may have to break somebody just for the tribe.
Hey, piggybacking off of that, Tone, I'm happy that you're able to talk to your woman like that. Watch this. Hey, babe, I love you.
Where's he at?
Right there, laying on the couch like a corpse.
Ask her if you could.
Yeah, ask her if you have another wife.
Yeah, we'll try.
What?
If you have another wife, what'll happen?
Babe, you said
ask her if she needs some help. No, ask her if she needs some help. To support.
How you feel about Polly?
Yeah, no. Just some support. We don't want no. It's the wording. We don't want to. We want to add to. We don't want to take away. No.
Oh, I gotta shit make you feel, but how you feel about polygamy?
Oh no.
I said not in this house.
No, that's the wrong question, brother.
It ain't
Hey,
no way
but
you can ask her that. It is.
hey, listen, no, I'm gonna say this, dog, before I go, man, because I know, and this is just again, this isn't for my brother Jay, man. I just want people to know, when my brother was speaking, that you had to understand and get him to get
Gotta
where he
apologize
understand
for
where
me.
he come from. No. But I just want people to know, women to know that me and this brother did so much work together, coming up on these streets, positive work, protecting women, protecting our community. That if you took what he was saying the wrong way, he was never, ever, ever saying that we're not responsible for protecting our women and that our women didn't need protection. She's not saying that. Me and this brother put in too much work together. You know what I'm saying? We argue, we would go at it with each other. But this man has a beautiful heart and a beautiful mind when it comes to his people. I don't care what the fuck he's saying on here, but you have to know
Well,
who this man is,
well,
and not knowing.
let me speak for myself. I want to say, if you do take it a certain type of way, I really don't care. But I I know I'm just here to bring another side of the story that has not been told. It's not a part of the narrative, right? And so I want to say it as aggressively and loud and as blunt as I possibly can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So again, I want to thank you, fellas, for coming out.
Thanks for clearing that up, Lamar, man, because I don't want nobody to be out here trying to whoop his ass, man.
Yeah. I
They'll
mean,
be hearing the
Shit,
wrong shit on here.
I'll be a
Well,
huckleberry.
I'm an affected party in this motherfucking shit, and I implore you to whoop my ass, please.
man, shut your cocoa beware junkyard dog, motherfucking nigga
Nigga,
got
I'll
fake
be
ass,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan and everybody else in the
fake
WWF.
ass, fake ass Spice One braids having motherfucking. All right,
Yeah,
I talk to y'all
all
later.
that.
All right, y'all. Peace, fellas.
All right,
I'm
man.
out
We
here.
out.
All right, yeah.
Peace.
Love to the people, man.